patient advocates. Do you know, can
Yes.
you speak to any, have you worked with them? And
I have. Yeah, I have worked with some patient advocates, and it's funny because some are really great, some not so much. So it really does,
no.
it's kind of the luck of the draw. And what I will say to people is if you get a patient advocate that is wonderful, hang on to them with all your might. If you get one that's not so great, don't be afraid to ask for someone else. So, anytime, going back to like insurance companies, anytime your child has a complicated medical history, or if you have a complicated medical history, most insurance companies will assign a nurse case manager to you or some kind of advocate to help with the case management tasks. So, and their purpose is to help you navigate through some of these challenging things.
And that's
It's
just covered through like, every
covered through
insurance company?
insurance. It's not anything extra, not anything extra. I had with our previous insurance, I had an amazing, like a nurse case manager who was amazing. And there would be instances where my daughter would need like a particular treatment. Let's say it was scheduled for a Tuesday, and I'm on the phone with her on a Thursday because the insurance still has not approved it. And she would say, "Okay, I'm gonna call you right back." She would call back and she said, "I just went in to see the medical director. His office is next door to mine. It's approved and you'll get, notified." So she was amazing. Would not have known that that was even an option had I not researched it a little bit, you know? And then, fast forward, I've had, nurse case managers who couldn't do anything for me. So, but there are really good ones out there. But you do have to, and this is something that's already taken care of within your insurance. You're paying for it, so you might as well utilize it.
And just to extra clarify, because if you're like me, who insurance just feels like a foreign language and
Yeah.
one that I can't ever grasp, you do call your insurance to
Yes.
get connected. This is not through the hospital. This is not through a doctor's office. It is through your insurance, and you just call them directly.
Yep, you just call them and you say, "I would like a nurse case manager," and they should connect you with someone. Absolutely. Yep.
Amazing. Any other resources come to mind that like people haven't, don't tend to think about, or something that was really helpful to you in your journey?
Mhm. Um, you know, interestingly enough, YouTube. I think YouTube is a really underutilized
Yeah.
resource for families. So I will say to go on YouTube and just do the search for your child's condition and researcher. And oftentimes, videos will come up with people who are doing the research into your child's condition, rare disease, your rare disease, and you will get valuable information about people who are really on the cutting edge of treatment and research. So, I was working with a family once, and um, the parent contacted me in a bit of a crisis because they had gotten some really, not great information from their child's doctor. And I did a YouTube search while I was on the phone with this parent. And I said, "Okay, I'm forwarding you this link. This person seems to know what they're talking about. Why don't you check into it?" And that really changed the trajectory of the child's treatment at that point.
Amazing.
So yeah, so I think that, really just Googling and YouTubing, and finding out who is researching it. The other thing that parents don't often avail themselves of are research conferences. Like the rarer the condition, the more you want to affiliate yourself with the people who are researching the condition. Not the people who are simply just treating it and reading about, these research studies. You want to connect yourself with the people who are actually doing the research studies. So, going to, and often with a lot of research conferences or even pharmaceutical conferences, they will have the researchers there, and there's always a patient and caregiver component to the conference. So don't think, "Oh, this research, it's just for these medical people and they're gonna be talking over my head." No, 99% of the time, there's a caregiver, arm, a caregiver track that you can follow, and it's always people who are speaking directly to you as the patient and caregiver. So,
Mm,
and that is hugely useful in networking and finding resources for you and your family.